An ancient warrior meets his match on Earth. Today we're taking a look at Hiya Toys Exquisite Mini Predator 2 Elder Predator version 2. Welcome back. Now before we take a look at the Elder Predator in his packaging, a question for you. What other alien and predator figures do you collect, if you collect any at all? Do you have any of the NECA ones, maybe some of the old Kenner ones? Hot Toys? I have one Hot Toys figure, and along with the Sideshow bust that is also on my channel, but the Hiya Toys are really the only ones I collect. But what about you? Let me know in the comments. So we have our normal Hiya Toys box here. Predator 2 on the side, on the back, right up, and a couple of pictures of the Elder Predator. So let's get him out of his packaging and see how he looks. So with the Elder Predator out of his packaging, we'll go ahead and measure him up. So like a lot of the other Predators, he does come in at about 4 3/4 inches, or just under 12 centimeters. And I do want to say that I am having a hard time having him stand. I think that's largely due to this armor piece at the back dragging him backwards. You can get him to stand, but you got to kind of lean him forward a little bit more than I would like. See, like that, he can stand. But if you want him straight up, I do find it difficult. Putting him to the side, he does come with the usual base. So this is a very nice inclusion. It'll help him stand up straight. And like all of the Hiya Toys figures, it does come with two of these H-clips, which just attach to the little slots here. And then you can attach it to other Hiya Toys bases and form kind of a diorama. In addition to the hands that he comes with on the body, we also get two gripping hands used to hold his weapons. See? He also comes with his combi stick. This one painted in silver, a little bit of gold in the center there. You get his machete. This looks like something you would see in Jason X. Pretty deadly blade there. And the flintlock pistol. Really nicely painted. You see on the handle of the gun there, that's tiny. All that little detail. Very impressive, very clean. I have to say, Hiya's paintwork is pretty exquisite. Moving to the V2 Elder Predator himself, and the one thing that has to be said is that this gray color is not accurate to the film. In the film, he's more of a brownish tan, like the City Hunter. Hiya Toys version 1 does have that coloring. I don't have that figure to compare to it, but the gray isn't film accurate, if that bothers you. For me, it doesn't. I really like the gray. I think it's very unique. It makes him stand out, and I think it's appropriate for an older Predator. I like it as a figure. In the film, it's kind of hard to see the color anyway with the red tint in the Predator ship there, so I'm not too worried about it. But if you are, just be aware that the version 1 Predator is a more accurate color. I don't know if it is the same figure, what's been improved, but just be aware of that. So as we zoom in and look at his head, you see extremely nicely detailed Predator head. I like the closed mouth look instead of the open roaring mouth. It's very appropriate for the Elder Predator. You see the eyes are very well painted. There's just a little bit of gold in there for the iris, which just catches the light in person. Of course, looking at it in person, you're not seeing it this up close. So any kind of, if the eyes look crooked at all, which that eye does seem to be slightly off, it's so tiny you don't even notice it at all. The black and white spotting along his head there. His dreads kind of clumped together here. Sort of a kind of a charcoal gray look instead of black. You get his pack there holding all of his equipment. His plasma caster, which is on a ball peg. It can move forwards and backwards. A pretty big version of the plasma caster compared to the City Hunters. You also get his bone necklaces, which are kind of a loose rubber, which move around, although they're tucked under his dreadlocks there, so it doesn't flop around as you move the figure. And down, lots of belts. His pouch there is kind of a loose piece, which can move around with a rubber strap. I do like his battle computer here. You can see it's strapped shut, almost like he's saying, "No, I won't blow myself up. I'll fight to the death with my bare hands instead of taking the nuke out." That's a really cool little detail, something you never see in the film. So I like that about action figures, seeing things you would never see in the film. His gauntlet blades do extend. Both hands got the kind of open hand there. Here is where the machete goes. The machete is a little bit of a problem. It does slide in there, but it's really tight, and it's not the best. It just kind of, you can get it in there, but there isn't really a whole lot of room, and it's super tight against his body, and it's actually bending the blade a little bit, so I would never leave it in there, which is unfortunate. This does kind of rotate a little bit, but I don't think it's supposed to, so I would be careful when putting it in, the machete in there. Personally, I will not be putting it in there. I'll be leaving it out, probably having him hold it or something like that. See, his belts here do move a little bit. Loincloth quite tight to his body there, so it doesn't hang down like the others, so it won't get in the way of his articulation. Armored shins and no shoes on him. At the back you can see his claws there. So overall, I think this is a pretty fantastic looking figure. Very, very detailed for such a small size, and I really like this look for the Elder Predator, even if it isn't accurate to the film. So taking a look at the Elder Predator's articulation, the head is on a ball peg. He can look up really well. Just be careful of his mandibles there. He looks down a good amount too. Of course, it does go side to side. And you can do the full 360-degree rotation. Just be careful of his dreadlocks catching on his plasma caster there. The arms do go out like that. Nice stiff joints on these, no floppy ones. You do get a single bend elbow. It does turn at the gauntlet there. There is also a bicep swivel. As far as the ab crunch goes, it goes back a little bit, forward just a bit. Strap is coming off there. The legs spread very wide. This armor is kind of a rubber, so it doesn't get in the way. You can go back a little bit. You have a double bend knee. He can kick forward, as you'd expect. And the foot does turn back and forth. There is no ankle rocker, and they don't go up and down at all. It does feel a little stiff, so I would be careful. That side feels more stiff. This side feels fine. Just be careful with the joints. Again, these are pretty small figures, so they are a little bit more on the fragile side compared to, say, a Marvel Legends or a Black Series, given their size. So another pretty incredible release from Hiya Toys. I think this is one of their best Predators, if not the very best that they've done so far. I really like the detail they've put into, especially his face. The paintwork is absolutely incredible. I think this is basically a NECA quality paint job shrunk down to 4 3/4 inches. So that's really amazing. This standing issue is helped by the inclusion of the stand there, and I think as long as you're not too bothered by the paint scheme being different from what you saw in the film, it's still a very cool Predator and one I highly recommend. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.